Thank you, Speaker. My question is for the Premier. Premier, given your very welcome announcement of an immediate freeze on public housing sales, will you now give certainty and housing security to the public housing tenants in Waterloo South and Explorer Street, Everleigh, by scrapping the former Liberal National Government's plans to privatise and redevelop their homes through state-led rezoning?
Thank you. I call Premier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the member for Newtown for her question. Look, I mean, in the concept of selling off government assets, $90 billion worth of sales over the last 12 years, perhaps the most egregious that we've seen in New South Wales has been the sale of government property, and in particular public housing. Something like $3.5 billion worth of property administered by the state of New South Wales was privatised by the previous government, always with the promise of increased supply as a result of the sale, but never ever delivered. And we've got 12 years worth of history to look back at this bogus concept of privatisation. We saw the growth in the housing rolls, we saw public housing deteriorate as a result, but I remember the former minister, I can't remember what seat she had, Prue Goward, constantly coming up here saying, we need to privatise as much public assets as we can, particularly government land, and as a result we'll see a net increase in the amount of public housing. It never materialised, Mr. Speaker. We are committed to 30% of homes that are built on government land being social and affordable housing. I think that's important context. A growing city like Sydney cannot meet the challenges of the skills shortage, inbound immigration, or the housing crisis without putting in those specific targets, and I know the Planning Minister is committed to doing that. In relation to Waterloo South, the planning controls will have a minimum provision of 34% social and affordable housing, and it will have other requirements like public benefits for improved public realm, more open space, a community centre. We are exploring opportunities to increase the proportion of social and affordable as well as key worker rental housing for the Waterloo South site. Now, I think every member of this place who has spoken to an essential worker at any point in the last 4 years, whether it's a police officer, a teacher, a nurse, a firefighter, will tell you their wage will not sustain housing near where their job is.
Exactly.
And we have to look at housing in a different way, ensuring that when we do look at urban renewal, when there is development on government land, we make sure that affordable and social housing is part of the mix. It was a crucial and I think missed opportunity from successive planning ministers and housing ministers in the previous government, notwithstanding that some of them had good intentions when they approached their portfolio, but the delivery was lax, and at the end of the day, we are where we are, which is an unmitigated housing crisis. I have to tell the House, Mr. Speaker, the rezoning of Waterloo South is complete. It will take time to build, but it will transform 749 old social dwellings into a mixed community with over 3,000 homes. 3,000 homes. We need to get the balance right, but that balance does include urban consolidation that allows young people in particular to have a place to live in Sydney and to raise a family and have the opportunity to grow